I need 35 followers to hit 1,000. 1,000 Twitch. For that, I only need like 23 to hit 100. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to round number 1 of the PMCO Open Scrims. So, first playing line of today is going to go from Lipovka all the way down to Primorsk. So, should have a pretty decent playing line. Might be a little hard getting to, like, North George, South George, stuff like that, but always have the opportunity to go ahead and drop to a vehicle. So I'm going to rotate down here to Milta real quick and go ahead and check in with War Dynasty as well as Daruma. All right, guys, I do apologize. I'm just going to leave it right here up in the air real quick to catch this battle. I'm just going to grab my finger stick into the screen after taking a shower. All right, so it looks like one of the players currently knocked. So we're going to go ahead and try to get down here as quick as possible. You can see Deshaun is going to be just behind these guys, whereas Legend going to be to the right-hand side. And I believe I only see a 3-man right here. Thank you for the follow, WSX, God. And also, thank you for the follow, SKE Linger. So, guys, if you don't have these already, I do highly recommend to try them. If your finger ever gets stuck to the screen, you're using like deodorant or like baby powder or something like that, go ahead and give these a shot. They're like $8 on Amazon. And honestly, I can't play without them anymore. Like, they are incredible. So in the meantime, let's see what all the other teams are currently up to. So I do see some teams at school apartments. They're not going to be right on top of each other. Actually, I take that back. One player from Team 15 is going to be right over there. Other than that, I believe Milta is going to be our best shot right now. Thank you for the follow, Kansas. I believe Euphoria is going to be knocked right here, crawling back to their teammate in that one compound. And Deshaun's going to come out with a knock onto one of the players inside of there, though. They're going to go ahead and smoke it out. And here comes another one. So that's going to bring them down to a 1-man still standing right now, I believe. They just got their teammate back up. And Sir Push going to go ahead and take on Deshaun. Gets a knock onto him. Goes for the thirst and gets it. But here comes the rest of the team. Their teammate goes ahead and heals up, and that is going to be it. KDZ going to go ahead and get the last couple bullets into him, and that is going to be it for Daruma. Let's go ahead and rotate out of here and see what everybody else is currently up to. Ooh, I see a couple teams right here. Let's go ahead and check in with Omega Dragons as well as Miami Bay Frontiers. I believe he's going to go ahead and dip out. Unfortunately, they have already lost 2 members, and he should be pretty safe now. Made it over that little berm right there. Otherwise, they would have had a direct line of sight, and the motorcycle is definitely not your best friend when teams are on top of you like that. So, first zone, gonna pretty much be the whole entire western side of this island. So with those 3 follows on Twitch, I believe that puts me to, what, 30 away now from 1,000. So definitely looking forward to hitting that. If you guys are currently watching on any social media platform, if you don't mind, just head over to Twitch, hit that follow button for me, and then you can just head back to wherever you were. Definitely like to try to hit it today. That would be incredible. So in the meantime, everybody is now making their rotation to the zone. We're only going to have, what, 3, 4, 5 teams out right now. Rest are currently inside. But nobody really too close to each other at this point. They're just trying to claim some ground. Go ahead and loot up. I did see, what was that, Team 4, which is going to be Extreme Quake Red, getting somewhat close to, I believe it was Grows over here in Pachinki. So at this point, I'm really just waiting for somebody just to crash each other. You can see these couple teams right here getting somewhat close to each other, so let me go ahead and check in. Right now, Butterfly Effect rotating by on that backside edge right there. It's going to be Lynn. But from as far as I can tell, it doesn't look like anything successfully landed unless it was just pinging the vehicle. But we are getting a nice little cluster of teams all right here around the Gaka area. So I do suspect that most of these teams right now have a feeling that this one's going to kind of shift towards South George Hospital area. And that's why we're seeing pretty much all these teams right here. So off in the distance, they can see Extreme Quake Red. We're currently going to be spectating in with Honor Y Gloria. I'm going to rotate over here to Most Wanted real quick, see what these guys are currently up to. So they're going to be aiming down the sights over there at Team 21, which is going to be Tip Top VGs. So definitely not going to be too far away, but as you can see, they are in their vehicles, so I'm not too sure if they're going to rotate over this way or not. Definitely looks like they're going to be heading to the North George area. And we're going to go ahead and see our zone shift. This one is going to start heading north. We're still going to pretty much have a lot of good locations still in this zone. As you can see, most of our teams still in the zone, so we really don't have to see much of a rotation out of a lot of these teams. Only ones out at this point are going to be Miami Bay Frontiers, War Dynasty, one player for Vapex Voodoo. Could be more, but it looks like one player on the map. And pretty much it. As you can see, the rest of the teams already made their rotation in. Nobody really on the northern edge of this one at all. They're pretty much going to stick to the south. Only problem with this is they could potentially be taken out crossing those bridges. So Time going to go ahead and get a knock on Necron over there for MVP. They're going to go ahead and get the Thirst. So the compound, I'm actually surprised nobody is currently in right now, as the compound Team 7 right there, MVP, is currently passing up. Let me see if I can go ahead and check in on these guys right here. Like, this compound in this zone right now is honestly a very, very good location. It's going to have the high ground with the roof right there. Plus, it's going to have a little cover away from that hill, so it'll give them some chances to hide on that roof as well. So, actually, MVP might go back for it. And they are. So, definitely the compound I do really surprised nobody took earlier. So they should definitely have a very good spot in zone right there, in my opinion. And they really don't have anybody to worry about at this point as well. We're going to hear tons of shots coming out from MVP right there, trying to get a knock onto some of the players right there on Butterfly Effect as they go ahead and rotate by that compound. And here comes one more. This one's going to be Lunatics rotating by as well. So that's why I said that compound is a very good location to go ahead and try to keep, because they can literally laser everybody as soon as they come across that bridge right there. So Most Wanted gonna get 2 kills right there. Lunatic's gonna come out and run somebody over. Where is that at? And wow, there is quite a few teams in the North Georgia area. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate over here, see what these guys are currently up to. So currently we are gonna be looking at V13 over here for Team 20. Off in the distance for Team 8 is going to be Omega Dragons. And then off to the right-hand side, we're going to be looking at a solo for Team 12. And that is going to be Miami Bay Frontiers. So hopefully he can go ahead and just keep low. He's going to be the last one still standing for that team. Off in the distance, we are going to see a knock coming out onto Twix over here for Team 20. And yeah, they're just going to be a little too far away to go ahead and try to do anything off of that one now. So we finally have some teams at the northern edge, and we're going to go ahead and see this one shift up here. So Team 14, Team 18, going to be almost dead center of this one. So nice job right there to Gradient Esports as well as Butterfly Effect. pretty much they can just lay low for a little bit and just try to pick some people off as they try to make their rotation in. Gonna go over here, switch in with Team 21, check in with Tip Top VGs. As you can see, just off in the distance on top of this hill, we're going to be looking at West Side. I'm not sure if they got the knock onto Kelvin down here or not, but at this point, they're not going to be able to do anything off of it. As you can see, they've already got him back up. And out comes the knock on Emilix just up the hill. Can they get the thirst off? Gonna drop some HP, and Rain is going to go ahead and get the confirm onto that one. Thank you for the follow, Sharkbit. Believe that puts me down to what, like 29 now to hit 1,000. So definitely getting closer. I've got another scrim tonight for the NA server, so hopefully I can hit it between this scrim and that one. So Westside going to go ahead and hop into their vehicles, make the rotation away. Definitely a wise choice. As you can see, Omega Dragons has now moved into the area. So they're not really going to have a whole lot of cover down here. So definitely a very, very smart choice. What's up, Funny? How you doing, dude? Just think, a couple hours, this will be you. West Side now going to be rotating right into Team 14. Let's see if Gradient Esports gets a knock. Going to land quite a few shots right there on the Demon. Or D-Moon. And going to rotate right by another. And really no damage done by them. Unfortunately, they did end up losing 2 tires, though, so they're not really going to be able to make any more rotations with that vehicle. Best thing they can do is basically use it for the hardcover, as they're doing right now. So there is a buggy off in the distance. I would definitely be trying to get that thing. I'm going to go back and check in with Gradient Esports over here, see what they're up to. As we saw earlier, a couple teams did rotate bottom, but they did land a couple shots successfully. Just was unable to get the knock right off the bat. So we're going to go ahead and see another hard shift out of the zone. It's going to go right up towards shooting range, and we're looking at Gradient Esports right here, dead center once again. So they're definitely getting some zone luck this round. I believe that's what, 2 zone shifts in a row going right towards them being dead center. So Daniel trying to figure out where these cars are, if they're going to come back up over the hill or if they're just going to continue to stop. I believe he's going to go ahead and promenade. They are literally coming from every angle around these guys right now. So Gradient Esports right here, definitely going to have to plan their shots very carefully. As you can see, directly in front, they're going to have Omega Dragons, and directly behind, they're going to have Tip Top VGs. So if they go ahead and overextend just a little bit, they can definitely get third parties. So they're just going to have to watch out and basically just constantly communicate between each other, and hopefully they end up keeping this spot. Fortunately enough, they do have a pretty good dip right here by the airplane. just off in the distance right here for Team 21. You can see a couple knocks over there. I believe they shouldn't have any issues getting that revive off, though. Thank you for the follow, Armstrong. And look at that drop coming right on top of Omega Dragons. Do they go for it, smoke that thing out, try to crash it with a vehicle, get those guns? What is inside of it? Looking at an AWM in full level 3 gear with a ghillie. That would definitely help somebody out. So here come the smokes. I believe they are going to go to attempt to get it. Definitely a wise choice right there, especially if they have some kind of scope to put on that AWM. That would be nasty right now. So one of the players for Lunatics going to go ahead and rotate directly through tip-top BGs right here. And there's literally bullets everywhere, just knocks everywhere. I can't get to anything before it ends. So I do apologize. Thank you for the stream like, Nicole. So currently, I believe Omega Dragons has one player knocked, and Tifa is bleeding out right here behind the rock. Teammate gonna go over, definitely get that revive off. And now you hear that thump coming from that AWM right here. What's up, funny? Wait, are you watching on 2 channels? So zone pushing in, player getting knocked for Extreme Quake Red just off in the distance. Grows are going to go ahead and hop in their vehicles, make the rotation in a zone before they lose too much health. Complex is going to lose quite a bit right there, but fortunately they do make it in. So right now, looking at a pretty small zone. 10 teams still standing. So definitely going to be a bunch of bullets flying around everywhere. Complex going to come out with a knock right there onto one of the players from Tip Top's BGs. And I believe here comes another one. This one is going to be on to Reen. Let's go over here and see what this team's up to. Can they get these revives off in the next 30 seconds and go ahead and make the rotation forward? The only issue is they're going to have to deal with Team 14, which is Gradier Esports right there in playing directly in front. Their only option is most likely going to go ahead and crash it and try to take it over. As you can see, there's teams literally everywhere to the left and the right. So that's pretty much what they're going to be left up to. So that is going to be the last player over there for, I can't remember what number purple is. But nice chop to Gradier Esports. We're going to go ahead and see Team 21, Tip Top VGs go ahead and rotate around. They're going to go ahead and jump out. Junior Kraut going to be right here behind them. And I believe, no, they are going to get knocked as they make it in. They did get a knock onto one of the players inside the shack. Junior going to get down to just 1 HP right here. Gradier Esports landing a bunch of shots onto him before he gets to the back. And just like that, we lost 5 of our teams. So we're looking at our final 5 teams for this round, guys. And Omega Dragon's going to have a really good location in the zone right now. Team 18 going to push forward just a little bit, ends up crashing the rock right there. At this point, I believe they are definitely going to have to take on Gradient Esports to be able to move forward. And here comes one knock from Daniel that is now going to give them the opportunity. And it's down to just the one player with a couple HP. He does get the knock in return. So as you can see, Jin is going to be pushing forward, gets the knock onto him. And that is, I believe, going to be it for those two players. It's all going to be down to Lin and Yuji over there. Let's see what Butterfly Effect can do. Can they get their team back up? So currently, Chica going to be knocked right here for Extreme Quake Red. Was that Karas? Still going to be rocking around, still up. Doesn't really have too far to go. Do they have a dip? Yeah, they do. So they should have a little bit of cover to get that revive off. Oh, and the nades just keep coming. And I believe that is it, guys. So we're going to be looking at Omega Dragons taking first place. So very nice job to those guys. Other than that, let's see what everybody else is up to. I'll just scroll through it very slowly for you guys so you can see where your teams ended up placing. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break, guys. I believe it's 10-minute intermissions in between rounds. So just stay tuned. We do have some games in the Twitch chat. Other than that, I'll be paying attention to pretty much all of them if you guys just want to screw around, joke around, do whatever. Other than that, we will be right back. Hi guys, welcome back for round number 2. Apologize for the late start on my behalf. Plane line gonna go from, well, middle of nowhere all the way down to Los Higos. We're already getting a majority of our teams jumping out of the plane. I just gotta go ahead and submit my link to Trova real quick, so just stand by, guys. I always forget to do it, I don't know why. How long have I been live? It should be good to go now. So we are gonna get a southern zone on this. Gonna have a couple teams together. Gonna have 2 teams in El Azahar, 2 in Impala. And let me go check in over here. Check in with Prism. Coming out with the AK, landing a bunch of shots over there on Simba, getting them down to just 1 HP. He's going to go ahead and book it over there. As you can see, it's going to be third person peeking just over. Does have a level 2 helmet, level 1 vest. That vest is definitely banged up quite a bit. So he's going to go ahead and land some shots right there onto Sonya. Jade going to be right here to provide a little bit of cover fire. But as we saw just a second ago, she does not have a helmet. And here comes the reinforcements for Simba. Their player's going to be coming in on the other edge. Gets a knock onto Jade. One nade could definitely end this. Simba's going to go ahead and back off of that. Definitely hearing it come out. Out comes a nade over there from his teammate. And it does look like Chica is going to try to attempt to get over here as fast as possible as well. So he's going to go ahead and back off. I believe the rest of Team 4 is probably going to do the same as well. What's up, Hold My Groza? How you doing? So in the meantime, let's head over here. Wow, that was quick. Literally, as soon as I get over here, all I hear is an AK shot and a knock. So here comes Nakat pushing over from the left-hand side. They were able to get the revive off inside, but out comes a nade. That is going to be a knock. It is just going to be up to away. Going to get a knock onto one. And it's going to be up close, and that is it. Very nice job right there by Bardot, I believe, getting knock right off the bat with the nade. And right on top of that little steel roof, jumps down and just finishes it off. What's up, Kazam? Welcome to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and switch over here to V13. You see a bunch of knocks over here just in front of these guys. They're currently going to be taking on Daruma. U4 going to go down. It is now just going to be down to a solo. And Twix going to push up and I believe gets the finish right there, which sounded like a SKS. So that's going to go ahead and be the tail end of that one. Let me go ahead and I believe we're going to head back over here to Prism and Extreme Quake Red. So Sonya currently going to be knocked. They're going to go ahead and get the Thirst with the, well, M4. I believe that one ended up getting stolen by another team. That one's going to come from Lunatics just off in the distance. Definitely stole that one away from Extreme Quake Red right here. So I am not sure where the rest of Prism went. So they're going to be just over this way. So zone now gonna be moving in. As you can see, tip-top VGs up in the top right-hand corner, going to be at Campo. They're going to have quite a distance to get to this zone. Hopefully there is a vehicle up there. Most of the time it will spawn by the main gate, but there's always that one time where it doesn't, and then you have a very, very long run. Sometimes you may not even find some health up there at Campo as well, which I have personally happened to myself, and once again, there was no vehicle. I ended up having to run to zone. I got within, what, like 300 meters, and then I ended up getting knocked. So it just turned into a bad situation for myself. Ended up going out before the first zone even ended up hitting, which definitely never the way I want to go out. I'd personally rather be run over by a vehicle or be shot without a gun than literally go out to the play zone in the first round. Or, sorry, in the first zone shift. Gonna go ahead and hear some shots off in the distance coming from Lunatics. Let's go over here and check in with Mad. You can see he's got him down to just 1 HP over there. He's gonna try to lay down in that little dip. But as you can see, he's just gonna be a little exposed. It could be possibly a little bit of a hill glitch right there. I believe he's gonna go ahead and heal up with some bandies. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and switch away from those. Let's go to Los Leones. There's quite a few teams over here. So we're going to be spectating in right now with Groza Gaming. Just off to the right-hand side, it's going to be Gradient Esports. And they're currently going to be occupied with their eyes down with, I believe that's MVP over there. It's going to be MVP Delta. So Necron coming out with a knock onto Jin on top of the hill with the Car 9. Definitely why you don't want to expose yourself unless you absolutely have to on this map. There are literally bolt actions almost everywhere. So the one problem with this map that I do find is sometimes it's a little tricky to find some scopes, but I believe they have it on double loot, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So you'll always have to watch out for that stuff. So they're going to try to put some shots downrange over there onto Fletch. Didn't get them landed, but his teammate was able to go ahead and provide some cover fire. Landed 1 or 2 onto, I believe that's what? Insane, maybe? Thank you for all the follows on Trovo, guys. And Necron going to come out with another knock with the Car 9 across. Here comes Groza pushing in from the backhand side. They're going to land quite a few shots right here onto one of the members right in the back end of Team 14. And as you can see, Twist went for the wide flank. Going to land a couple. And Complex going to push up. Does finish off the kill. And they did, unfortunately, get one player knocked during that exchange, but I don't think there should be absolutely any issues getting that revive off. They will now have to worry about maybe MVP. As you can see, Necron is going for push into Los Leones. I'm not sure if he's attempting to go for some shots on Team 11. He was the one with the Car 9 that we saw getting a couple knocks onto the team that just got taken out. So there's really no telling. I mean, he's still in zone. Doesn't really have to go anywhere at this point. We're going to have quite a few teams on the pretty much all around the northern edge of this one, making the rotation in. There's going to be very few teams into the zone at this point, so I do suspect that we're most likely going to see maybe some people getting shot out of vehicles while they're rotating in. Unless they're rotating in with like multiple cars, that's the only downfall that I don't like about using like 4 vehicles for 4 players is you can't place any shots during a rotation. So if a person, like let's say 2 people are right by you and they're rotating in a car, his passenger can lay some shots on you, possibly blow out your tires, stuff like that. So Estrella gonna be riding around in the Golden Murado. So I'm going to rotate back up here to Lunatics. As you can see, they're going to have Team 9 rotating by. That's going to be Ultimate Nakat DE. They're going to attempt to land some shots on them, but I don't believe they're going to be successful in their attempts. And take that back. He's going to land some onto Jume up there at the top. Let me go ahead and check in with them. Vehicle does end up getting blown up, so hopefully their team has a 4-person car. So once again, guys, if you're currently watching on any of my social media platforms, just do me a favor, pop into Twitch real quick. Hit that follow button for me. I believe I'm only like 20-something away from hitting 1,000 right now. So definitely would appreciate it quite a bit. I'm going to rotate back down to here to Miami Bay Frontiers now. As you can see, they are going to have 1 player directly in front of them for Groza Gaming inside of, what is that, the 4 or the 5 stack. The rest of the team going to be a little bit deeper into Los Leones. Nothing too crazy. At least they do have a bunch of hardcover over there. And they're definitely going to have to watch out for MVP Delta right here behind them. So I see a knock coming out onto Revy. I believe they are currently in a fight with Most Wanted over here. So I'm going to go ahead and check in, and I believe it's just going to be a little too late. Currently, we're going to see a knock onto AGA right here onto Team 16, which is going to be West Side. Most Wanted going to be just up the hill, getting some cover right there behind that shack. They're going to be split into a 2-2. And I do see Jade still off in the distance as well, so 1 player still standing for the Prism team. So we're going to see a slight zone shift down to the south once again. They're going to have just a couple seconds, and this one has already started moving in. Most Wanted going to rotate right here to the left-hand side. They're going to take quite a bit of damage. Iceman coming out with a knock onto Senso. So I'm going to go ahead and start causing a little bit of damage to these guys. Hopefully they can get that revive off. And it does look like they did lose their vehicle as well. So hopefully Team 16 ends up rotating away, trying to get to zone, and then they can go ahead and get their player back up. And hopefully the rest of the team can get down here with their vehicle and go ahead and get the whole entire team into the zone. So we're going to see another knock onto AGA down there. This one is going to be coming from Time. I also see ADS getting a knock and a thirst onto 1. So currently they only have 1 player up, and it's going to be Iceman getting some cover right there behind the rock. And out comes a knock onto ADS over there. I believe just possibly getting some bullets underneath the vehicle they were using for cover over there. Senso was able to make it back over here from getting knocked just off in the distance. And here comes a knock into a thirst onto Batman. Time going to go ahead and push in and lands the last couple bullets onto Iceman. And unfortunately loses the vehicle in the process as well. So I believe that is going to put Most Wanted down to a 2-man. I don't see them getting over there to ADS before they go ahead and bleed out. So at least they did get a couple kills out of it. Hopefully they can make it to endgame with what they have left, though. So next zone shift, we're going to see another southern shift. This one's going to go to the southwest. It's going to have a little bit of water in it, nothing too crazy. But I'm going to rotate over here to Team 18 real quick. We're going to go ahead and check in with Butterfly Effect. They're going to be placing some shots downrange over there onto V13. You can already see a couple players currently knocked over there. Fine trying to run around the car. And I definitely think he could have had the thirst right there if, well, no, that's his teammate. What am I talking about? So that one coming fairly close to Fruzz over there in the shack. It's going to go ahead and push up, get some cover behind the little truck right there. They do land some shots on him through the smoke. Gets him down to probably about 2 HP. Can they get... Oh, no. Literally was right there for the revive and ends up getting thirsted with a Mini 14 from Team 11 off in the distance. So right now, Fruzz in a hard spot. You can see Team 11, which is going to be Groza up there, trying to third party this. They're landing shots on him from the back, whereas Team 18 is definitely causing quite a bit of a headache right here. He's going to go ahead and pop out some smokes, try to make the rotation forward, try to get in some hard cover. He's going to hop into that vehicle and it's just going to be too late. Ends up landing a couple bullets right there, causing the vehicle to go ahead and blow up, and that is going to be it for them. So we're going to go ahead and see another southern shift once again. This one's going to go all the way down to the bottom. And I believe we're seeing some players up north go out to the play zone. This zone right here is going to be very, very heavy with players. I'm going to have to get my charger soon. So at this point, we're just seeing where these teams are running to. You can see right now, Team 6, this is War Dynasty, placing some shots in the direction of Team 8 and Team 7 as they rotate right here into the zone. They're going to go ahead and move their vehicle, try to get it to some safe cover so the tires don't end up getting shot off. Thank you, Robin. So, Most Wanted going to go ahead and take out the last player for Prism. Looks like it's going to go to a vehicle explosion trying to rotate into the zone. So I am hearing some shots off in the distance coming from Tip Top VGs over there. I believe they're trying to play some shots downrange over there, or over here onto Omega Dragons, which were our round 1 winners. play zone, taking down some players up there from, I believe, Lunatics just outside the zone. You're going to see one of the players for Team 17 most likely going to bleed out to the zone if Most Wanted doesn't land the last couple shots. And with this zone and a couple knocks and some thirst, that is now going to bring us down to our final 9 teams still up in this round. Going to go ahead and see the zone start moving in a little less than a minute. Fortunately enough, this one is going to stay on land. So I love it when it moves back in from the water. I don't like seeing them losing some space for some like like hiding spots and stuff like that. Definitely doesn't make it fair, but makes for good action though. Puts everybody kind of more into the open. So Jervy coming out with the knock. And where is that? I don't see it on my screen, period. Unless it was a thirst right off the bat. I'm going to switch over here to Omega Dragons real quick. So at this point, we are going to see Ultimate Nakat DE go ahead and take on Team 12, which is going to be Miami Bay Frontiers. I believe it's just going to be down to Bardot now, going to be on that second story. They're going to go ahead and push in as a pair. He ends up letting the nade off just as the second player comes up with the stairs, and unfortunately just wasn't able to fend off the first one from coming through. So it's going to be 2 knocks now onto the Groza team. As you can see, Junior right here is trying to get some knocks with some nades. They're going to be in that little dip over there. Pretty good spot, though. MVP is going to be rotating in through the zone right now. Kenzo is going to get knocked as soon as he breaks the plane of the zone. Fletch still going to be back by the compound. I believe he might be the only one still standing for them over there. And Junior coming out with the nice nade in the middle of the smoke. As you see, they end up spreading out as quickly as possible. That definitely probably would have took out the entire team if they didn't move. Gross is going to go ahead and smoke forward. They're going to have no choice but to go ahead and push up right here onto Omega Dragons. They're going to go ahead and get a knock. And Twist going to be rotating to the right-hand side. Out comes another nade right here. Going to land somewhat close to SK. Does cause probably a little bit more than half damage of HP onto him. Unfortunately, Blue Zone is going to come in. They are going to have no choice but to go ahead and continue rotating forward. Fletch right there to get the knock onto Twist. Can SK get a heal off in time? And it doesn't happen. That is going to be it for Omega Dragon. Or what was that, Team 11? Sorry, Groza Gaming. So Exalti going to be the only one standing for War Dynasty over here. Trying to play some shots downrange onto Senso, the last one up for Most Wanted. Actually, there's 2. I didn't see time right there in the bottom right-hand corner. Does anybody still have a full team standing at this point? And from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it. We're going to have 2 3-man teams still up. Solo for War Dynasty, a duo for Most Wanted, and a solo for V13. So both the trio is going to be exchanging shots between each other. You can see a bunch of shots landing right there onto, I believe it says Arrow. And I'm just going to go ahead and get a first-person view onto this one. Sometimes right here at the very end with all the hills and everything like that, it makes the look just a little weird. It's going to be a double knock right there onto Team 21. That is going to leave Mega Runner the only one still up. And Barley gets the last couple into Kelvin right there, I believe, and pushes forward. Gets the last one onto a Mega Runner as well. That's going to eliminate that team from this round, so we're only going to have one trio still up at this point. And I believe the final player for War Dynasty to the right-hand side went out as well. Currently, time going to be knocked for most wanted. That is going to leave it down to just Senso. Fortunately enough, Team 12 off in the distance does have a knock onto them as well. And Barlu coming in for the third party right there, going to take Senso out. I really had no idea he was up there. So we're going to be looking at a 3v1. And can Barlu end up winning this for V13, or is it going to go to Miami Bay Frontiers? I'm going to go ahead and spectate in on the solo. It's going to get a knock onto Lego down there. Zone's going to go ahead and push in, forcing them down. They end up trying to land some shots. Does land a couple, but takes a bunch of fall damage. Out comes the nade. Oh, sorry, that's going to be a molly landing directly in front of him. So they did not get Lego back up. They're going to go ahead and start pushing forward. And gets the knock with the Uzi. It is now down to a 1v1. Can he go ahead and heal up and make this a fair fight? So he's going to go ahead and get the heal off. And I believe he's going to go over and try to get the revive off to make this a 2v1. Can he get the nade off? And there it goes. Oh, almost got the re-knock onto Lego once again. Out comes a nade, and that is it. Lego ends up getting the distance on it, has it timed perfectly, where it goes ahead and bounces up and just explodes right in front of him. Very nice attempt right there by Baloo, I believe it is. I really thought he was going to end up pulling that one off, but very nice job right there to, what was it, Miami Bay Frontiers. So they're going to be our second round winners, guys. We're going to take a short break, go ahead and get our third round set up. It's going to be, I want to say 10 minutes. So go ahead and stick around in the chats, guys. I'll be around pretty much doing nothing. I'll start up some Twitch chat games if you want to get into that kind of thing. Otherwise, we'll be back momentarily, guys. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get round 3 underway. Going to be playing on Sandhawk this round. And let me put my finger sleeve on real quick. So first couple teams jumping out, I do see Most Wanted as well as, what is that, Team 22. Let me pull the slots back up. Yeah, just go ahead and lag out, you stupid encoder. It's okay. There we go. Now it comes back in. So it's going to be Echo of Triumph down there. What's up, White Wolf? How you doing? So who landed on top of each other? Let me go up here to Paradise. Going to be checking in with V13. And they are going to be pretty close to Lunatics over here. So Paradise always has really good loot. Only problem is the teams you have to worry about that come here. So fortunately enough, Paradise still going to be within the zone. Literally, there's only 2 teams outside of this one. It's going to be Groza and West Side. So it's really not too long of a rotation for either of these teams as well. So I do suspect literally everybody's going to come out of this looted. This map is always good for loot. The only problem is, like I always say, it's just going to come down to lots of running and lots of ADS. So right here, we're going to go ahead and see Team 14, Gradient Esports, go ahead and take down one of the players from Miami Bay Frontiers. So it's currently going to be 2 knocks. It's just going to be down to Lego. And that is going to be it. He is going to be just off to the side. Daniel is going to get the last couple shots right there. And unfortunately, that's just how it happens sometimes. We are seeing some stuff going on up there at Paradise. I believe they ended up, Lunatics ended up losing 1 player to get, or 1 just getting knocked in the process. As you can see, 1's just really low on HP. Can't remember off the top of my head what other team was over here. Definitely looks like they put up a very nice attempt. That's going to go ahead and open up the areas pretty much all around now. We're going to see pretty much open areas all the way up there at the very north of the zone, which is actually surprising. I usually see teams going to Hatton and the compounds right there all along like the bridge area and stuff like that. How long we got? So we got about 20 seconds before this one starts moving in. And I believe the timer froze again because I already do see it moving. I'm going to go ahead and rotate down here to Butterfly Effect, see what these guys are up to. Currently, they're going to have, well, I'm going to have to go look. So Ultimate Nakat DE going to be just across the street from these guys. So UG going to go ahead and get some cover behind that rock. I'm wondering if they're just going to go ahead and wait this one out, see if these guys push towards them, and just try to take advantage of them, just hiding behind some cover. Not sure if that was a misfire or not, but it could possibly be from Most Wanted up here on the top of this hill. We are also going to see MVP Delta moving in on this location as well, so we're going to have quite a few teams right here. Currently, we're going to see one of the players for War Dynasty just down the hill knocked. It's quite possible they could still get that revive off. This map definitely has a lot of hard cover and pretty good locations, like all the rocks and everything, so especially in the long grass. can definitely help out in the long run. We're going to see another knock onto War Dynasty down there. I believe Nakat's going to go ahead and get the confirmation onto that one, but Free ends up getting knocked in return by, I believe, Most Wanted on the top of this hill. Currently, MVP is also going to have a member knock just to the left-hand side. Necron trying to get away from these guys, but it does look like now with that other knock, they're going to go ahead and start pushing forward. They already went ahead and thirsted that one. And as you can see, Kenzo is now going to try to back off of this situation, try to get back to their teammate, and it's just too much firepower heading this way. They're going to go ahead and get the thirst onto that one as well, which is now going to leave MVP Delta just down to a one-man for the rest of this round. Yuji coming out right there from the compound just below, gets the knock and the thirst onto Batman right here. That is now leaving Most Wanted down to a three-man. We're still going to have 17 teams still up right now, so you definitely don't want to lose too many players early in this round. My opinion is when it comes to Sandhawk, numbers definitely matter. Let's rotate over here to War Dynasty. Now they are currently moving up onto Extreme Quake Red right here. Bunch of damage done across the street onto, I believe it says, Karis? Are they already knocked? Yeah, they're already knocked. So team definitely not going to be able to get the revive off onto them. They're definitely going to bleed out. As you can see, they're kind of spread out to the south a little bit. What is that, like ruins? Well, in the meantime, I'll rotate up here to some other teams real quick. Watch these guys go at it. We're currently going to be watching. Actually, there's 3 teams over here. I didn't see the other one. We're going to be looking at Daruma, Gradient Esports, as well as Team 9, Ultimate Nakat DE. So I guess there's 2 Nakat teams. I only see one of them on the team list, so hopefully I don't get them mixed up. If I do, I apologize, guys. So the 2 going to go ahead and back off of the compound. They're going to go ahead and find some cover behind the walls back here on the outside edges. And it does look like Hellboy is causing quite a bit of damage over there to the other Nakat team. I'm not sure if he ended up getting the squad wipe, and it does look like that is going to be it. Free going to be, from what I can tell, the last one standing over there, and just happens to take the MVP player down. Daniel gonna be in a hard location right here if Zun ends up standing up. Definitely has the knock. Jin also in the same predicament right here. They're gonna go ahead and start heading to this wall. Nah, that was weird. So Jin ends up getting the last couple shots right there. And Daniel ends up pushing forward, gets knocked, and gets a double knock. So Hevney trying to get down to their teammate, going for that revive. Jin bleeding out behind the wall right there. I believe they're going to go ahead and pop some smokes. And going to land the shots on the last player right there for Nakat. Let's Let's go ahead and check in over here with Lunatics now. As you can see, butterfly effect going to be directly in front of these guys on the compound. So we did see, I think it was Yuji earlier, taking down, I believe, one or two of the players from Most Wanted. Might have been one. I think it was just Batman. I'm going to rotate over here to Groza real quick. As you can see, they are currently going to be coming up right here behind Lunatics. If they can stay quiet and somehow move up, they can definitely get the drop on these guys, because I really don't think they even know they're here yet. Yeah, they're focusing on this compound like crazy. So this is the one thing I also recommend. If you're going to be running a team that still has multiple players alive, you shouldn't all have tunnel vision on the same target. So Groza ends up moving into the location, gets a knock and a thirst onto one of the players from Lunatics, and they're going to go ahead and continue pushing forward, and I believe end up taking up one more. And I think Yuji ends up getting one for himself as well. So we're going to go ahead and see a hard shift to the north. This one's going to have quite a bit of water in it. So I do suspect we're going to see probably quite a few swimmers. I'm going to rotate down here to Team 21 real quick. They're currently going to be coming up behind Prism Esports. Going to land a couple shots onto Arrow off the bat. Down goes Sonya as well as Soul Girl over here. Jade, I believe, going for the revive onto Soul Girl right off the bat. Reen ends up getting knocked in the process as well. So they're going to go ahead and get the one back up. Going for the second. In comes a nade. Bounces off the top of the rock. And that is going to be a thirst and a knock. So they're going to go ahead and now start pushing forward. Tip Top VGs looking thirsty. They're going to go ahead and push right on top of Jade. Jade gets the knock onto one. And just way too many people. Spectres and Uzis everywhere. If anybody knows anybody at Tencent, can they get rid of this stupid bullet line thing and give back the little marker on the actual player? It makes it a whole lot easier to find the action when it's actually happening. So we're going to go ahead and see Butterfly Effect peek the window, trying to land some shots onto Groza just up the hill. They end up getting a knock in return onto them. And then where is the rest of the teams at? I did see some knocks coming through the kill feed. Over here, let's check back in with Tip Top VGs. They are going to be taking on, I believe, Nakat over here. Yeah, just the one player still up, but I think it's just down to free. So with Arrow being so far away from the team, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pull that one off. We are seeing coming through the kill feed a knock onto Yugi, which is the other player over there for... I lost my train of thought. I'm going to go over here and check in with Vape, see what these couple players are up to. Bunch of shots coming at the backside of this rock from Tip Top VGs over here. And that's definitely coming from Kelvin back there. So Kelvin going to come out with a knock onto one. That's going to be a double knock right here on both the players from Vapex Voodoo. It's going to be a third party right here from War Dynasty at the Ruins area. And I believe it is just going to be down to HUD over there. So Zone's going to go ahead and shift now back to... I have no idea if it's free or paid. It's most likely free. I haven't really seen any actual PUBG tournaments charged to be in it. Except for like third-party ones, but I wouldn't go ahead and trust that. I have heard horror stories through like Facebook groups of people starting a tournament, asking for like $5 a person to go ahead and enter, and then they never hold the tournament. They just keep the money. So always be careful of like third-party tournament stuff like that. I normally try to stick to like well-known events. They tend to be a little bit more reliable, and they're usually free to enter. So Deshaun going to go ahead and take down the last player over there for Vapex Voodoo. So our team's pretty much going to be evenly spread out on this one. You're going to see Team 8, which is going to be Omega Dragons. They're going to have a really good compound right there. If this one continues to stay centralized, they will have a very good location, as well as Groza Gaming over here on the right-hand side of them. They pretty much have the same compounds, just on either side of the water. Most Wanted is right there on the northeastern side. They're going to have to worry about Team 22 eventually as they continue rotating down. Other than that, War Dynasty has Tip Top VGs directly behind them, and this one is going to hard shift like crazy to the north. Fortunately for Omega Dragons, they're still within the zone. I'm going to go back up here. Well, it wouldn't let me. I believe Most Wanted ended up taking one of them down. I'm going to switch over here to War Dynasty, try to catch the battle between these two teams. And Tip Top VG's going down right there. They do end up taking, I think, one or two of the players from War Dynasty with them. But unfortunately, we're not able to get the thirst off. As you can see, Antifa trying to get back to his team over here, trying to get to the hardcover inside the compounds that they have over here to themselves. And Groza now pushing across the water. They're going to be right here in the compounds with them. Can they meet back up and try to provide some help to each other? It's going to jump through the window, gets the knock onto one. Complex going to be in the same building over here. And Complex now going down. It's going to be down to a two-man for Groza. And Twist ends up getting taken down by three different players at once. Junior going to be taken down by the third party directly behind. I think they might be... No, they're not going for the revive. And that is going to be a nice maneuver right there by the Omega Dragons. They're going to be coming from the wall and ends up taking out the last player. I'm assuming he thought he would, or all the players were over there on that wall, and definitely takes advantage of that situation. As you can now see, Most Wanted swimming across the water directly into this compound. So I have a feeling we're definitely going to be seeing Omega Dragons taking on Most Wanted in the meantime, unless they go ahead and stick to the shoreline and continue rotating to the west-northwest area, which will put them kind of in the vicinity of Team 13. But that's going to be a long nade right there, coming very close to Antifa, taking away some HP. And we are going to see a knock up on the hill on War Dynasty. It's probably from, well, we have two teams over there I didn't even see. But we are seeing the third-party attempt from War Dynasty down here onto Omega Dragon, so they will have to worry about that. Right now, Team 13 definitely has a good spot in the zone, so just stay back a little bit. Try to pick off these teams as they try to make their rotation through. We're seeing a confirm come out from Deshaun onto one of the players back in the compound from Omega Dragons. And Time taking down another. I believe that is going to leave them two standing over there for Omega Dragons. Hopefully they can get those revives off. So we see Deshaun off in the distance going down. I believe it says what? Bob? Bob trying to get the thirst. And they're going to have a couple players knocked over there for War Dynasty. Out comes the nade, and it just makes it by the outer edge. If that one didn't bounce the other way, I believe that would have been it right here for Bob. And Time going to go ahead and get a thirst. And let's see how many kills these guys got now. So they're rocking 9 kills this round. They're definitely fragging out. So Senso gonna get a knock onto Deshaun up here. Let me go ahead and check in with these guys, see what we can see from their view. They're gonna have 2 players still up, and they're gonna go ahead and get the thirst onto Nexus. Legend moves into the same location and gets knocked and thirsted as well. And I believe that is it for War Dynasty. We are currently looking at our 2 final teams. It's going to go ahead and be Most Wanted as well as Daruma. And it's going to be a 3v3. So Most Wanted going to go ahead and prone out. They are currently already in this zone. Daruma is now going to have to start pushing forward a little bit. As you can see, Most Wanted did get the zone on this one, so they're going to sit back and just try to pick them off as they're forced to go ahead and rotate forward. As you can see, ADS is going to be on that left-hand side right there, right on the edge of the zone. He may have that shot right there onto Bob, and what is that? Yep, there comes the knock from ADS. And they are trying to find the location that he's at. This is the point at which you want to drop your pan, drop your backpack, and just try to play some shots through. And Most Wanted is going to take our 3rd round. Thank you for the follow, Fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and take some endgame pictures, guys. I believe we are going to come back with one more round. If I remember correctly, it's going to be Vikindi. So just stay tuned and we will be back momentarily. All right, guys, welcome back for round number 4. We're going to be playing Vikendi this round. And plane line is going to go from Contra all the way to Dobro. So first couple teams jumping out. Let's see if we get any action right off the bat like last round. Zaya, that would be my Discord link. I don't think I have the one set up for this events. A little lag right here off the bat. I think it's because my ping spikes at the beginning during EU matches. You're going to see Away is going to get knocked and Thirst right here by Complex, which is, I believe, just going to put them down to a one-man for the rest of this one. Sparky going to go ahead and be in the second story right here. Here's these footsteps all coming for him. And tries to spray as they come out the window, and just a little too late. Now, where is the other fighting I just saw? Maybe over here. So they're going to go ahead and push outside. Does land the shots right there with the Uzi. Gets the knock, and here comes their other teammate in. And tries to land a couple with the G3. Does land a couple more through the window by the stairs. And attempts to get the molly out there. And just happens to walk into the pre-fire. Oh, that's dirty. Other than that, I think that is now going to separate pretty much all of our teams. We're going to get a northeastern zone for our first one. Let me rotate back here to Team 14, which is going to be Gradient Esports. Gonna pop a nade in through there, lands right on Lego, takes probably about a good 60 to 70% of the HP away. And I did see some knocks coming through the kill feed. Just gonna head up north after this one is all said and done. You can see Jin is right on the backside of this compound with Lego inside. Daniel moving up from the east right here, coming in on this building right here with R4. And he's going to go ahead and get a knock onto the one and pushes Daniel, gets shot in the back by his other teammate. And Lego ends up being taken down in the process. Jin most likely going to push in for the thirst. Can he get the revive off to keep them in this game? Let me go ahead and rotate up here to the north real quick. Check in on the tail of end of this one. King going to get knocked by Bardot. And his teammate trying to provide some cover fire over here. And here comes the shots from downrange from the other player. I believe that's going to come from Loco. Going to get thirst off. And I want to say that's going to leave them down to a two-man. Estrella going to be off to the right-hand side. Up on top of the hill, there's going to be quite a big distance between the two. As you can see, West Side going to be right up here on the top of the other hill. They're looking for the third-party attempt. They got a bunch of bolt actions over here. Driver saying, get in the car, let's go. Are they going to push down and try to third? Oh, did they just flip? They got it back up. They're good. So let's see if they go ahead and try to cross the compound, or do they just continue going forward? No, they're going to go to the compound. So let's go ahead and switch off of these guys. And let's get a little farther into zone. Let's go over here and check in with MVP Delta. As you can see, Team 3, which is going to be most wanted, is rotating by on the road to their south, I believe. And they're going to go ahead and stop the compound directly in front of these guys. So there is the potential for shots being exchanged between these two teams. Other than that, I don't think we're going to have some action for just a little bit. I believe it might take until the zone pushes in, forcing the rest of these teams to go ahead and get into our first zone shift of this round. So Jin, I believe, ends up taking out the last player that we saw earlier from checking in with these guys. Zaya, it's not my Discord. This scrim is run off of another Discord for Europe. I actually do North America stuff myself. This is the last round. So you have to register on their Discord with a team to be able to play this. So hopefully somebody can drop their Discord link into the chat for you. So maybe you can get a team in for next week. I believe they do every Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. my time. I'm not sure what that would be their time. I'd have to go and check. I think there's like a 6-hour difference. So Jin with the M7 coming out with a knock onto Mega Runner just off in the distance. Lands a couple onto Reen as well as he tries to get over there for the revive. So Reen gonna go ahead and get the knock onto Jin now. Does this team go ahead and start pushing forward? There's only one currently still standing. As you can see, he's trying to get the revive through the open window. Can he go ahead and pull it off? And here comes the rooftop exchange, and that is going to be it. Kelvin jumps from rooftop to rooftop. Definitely didn't suspect anything like that happening, and I don't think he was prepared for it either. So I'm going to rotate up here to West Side, currently taking on Prism. And I believe they're going to go ahead and eliminate them before I can get over here. It looks like they were in a vehicle and ended up bailing out because they landed a bunch of shots onto it. And it just happened to be too many angles. We're only going to see a slight shift to the south for our second zone on this one. As you can see, most wanted going to be right below MVP Delta, which is going to be just on the outskirts of Podvasto. Definitely one of my favorite drops, or hot drop locations on this map. We're also going to see Tip Top BGs very, very close to Omega Dragons right there. I'm wondering if they end up going to battle it out as soon as they come into this zone. As you can see, they're just now being hit by the blue zone. So I do suspect that they're going to go to either right into them or just continue rotating in. Ecliptic, my favorite NA team is probably going to be Cloud9. They definitely have a very strong team, and Beowulf is a very, very good IGL. So we're going to see a centralized zone for the next one. Really not going a whole lot. There's only 3 teams that just not inside of this one. So there may not be a lot of action in this one as well, since nobody's going to be forced to go ahead and shift. So we may end up having to wait another minute to go ahead and get some action between a couple teams. In the meantime, I did hear somebody honking at somebody, so let me just go ahead and switch to somebody that's in the middle of a rotation, which is going to be Team 16 right here. So we're going to be checking in with West Side now. As you can see, they are rolling up onto Team 19, which is Lunatic. Going to go ahead and bail out of that snowmobile. Definitely a wise choice. Absolutely no cover on that thing. Demon, unfortunately, wasn't able to get to cover, and they end up getting a knock onto him behind that vehicle. And that's going to go ahead and be a thirst. They're going to have a player with an off angle up there that's going to have Overwatch over these teams. Definitely a smart choice. At least they'll have a different angle on a couple different players. They're going to go ahead and get a knock onto AGA now. Hero going to be in between these 2 compounds. Iceman going to be at the very bottom of these cliffs. From what I could tell, he was trying to go for the hard flank, and their other teammate ended up getting knocked in the process. Out comes a nade directly above. Does explode, causing just a little HP damage. And double Uzi's coming right at him. There's really nothing you can do in that situation. Maybe get 1 knock or caused a bunch of HP damage, and maybe your teammates can go ahead and clean it up. But it's definitely a tough situation up close against 2. So they were able to get AGA back up now. So we are going to be looking at a 3v2. Out comes a nade in the direction of AGA, just a little bit too short. And they're now going to go ahead and back off just a little bit, get some hard cover behind these trees. So AGA is going to come out, get a knock onto Urichi, trying for the flank over there. So we're going to be looking at a 2v2. This is going to be an even strength battle, which is always good in my opinion. Out comes a knock onto Hero with the Uzi. And we are now looking at a 1v2. AGA tries to get away, was able to get down the dip, and ended up turning back around, landing a bunch of good shots onto him, gets him down to literally 1 HP, but just wasn't able to get that last bullet in. Zone slightly going to shift to the north. Nothing too crazy. A lot of our teams are still within this one. So zone is staying pretty centralized for the most part. And I kind of think it's going to start hard shifting after this, which is going to cause a bunch of the teams on the very southern edge of this zone to go ahead and force them to start rotating somewhere else. So there's usually what, two maybe centralized shifts, and the rest are normally hard shifts from my experience. So I try to just watch every time I do scrims and see what zones do. So I try to get like memory of what the game has in store. A lot of the times when I stream this map, if you pay attention, the first zone is always going to be up in top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right. It's always going to have a little bit of water. So it's normally going to be to one of those corners is what I'm definitely used to. I think it did the same one on this one. It went up to what, the top right, and then just pretty much kind of centralized right here on the Pod Bosto area. War Dynasty coming out with the knock onto Batman over here. Can they go ahead and get over there for the revive? As you can see, they did land a couple shots onto Fine up there. I believe they ended up losing a vehicle in the process as well. Just down the hill from them is going to be MVP Delta. So there is the potential for quite a few third parties right here. So we're going to have Extreme Quake Red across the street to the right to the east. Up in the distance to the north, you're going to see Butterfly Effect and MVP Delta just down to their west. So they're going to be sandwiched in between quite a few teams. Their only freeway out of this compound is going to go back to the south. Fortunately enough, they're going to be right on the very edge of the zone. I'm not sure if they're in it right there, but it does look like they're going to go ahead and hop in their vehicles, make their rotation in. And as you can see, just down the hill, Butterfly Effect is going to go ahead and claim the territory right beside MVP Delta. Hellboy coming out with the knock on to Fine with the PP. So Most Wanted gonna go ahead and get a thirst right there with the vehicle explosion. And that is gonna leave one still standing over here for the revive. Fortunately enough that they didn't go out as well. Their other teammate's gonna be already rotating into the zone. Hopefully he can get the heal up before he gets knocked again, and just barely gets it off. So at these points, when it comes to these zones that cause quite a bit of damage, you always want to go ahead and heal up with a bandy first. That way you can go ahead and pop off the med kit after that. So time's going to be right here on the edge of the zone. It's going to go ahead and basically try to gatekeep the two players right here for Extreme Quake Red. As you can see, currently 2 knocks over here. Goes ahead and gets a double kill right there with the nade. And I want to say that is now going to put them down to a 1-man. So very nice tactic right there. I'm going to switch over here now to Butterfly Effect. Next run currently knocked for MVP Delta just on the other side of this wall. Fletch going for that revive, I believe. So they do get Necron back up. Yuji gonna be basically just waiting this one out. Here it goes, gonna get the knock onto him. Flex gonna go down as well. And that is it for them. So a bunch of third partying happened over here. You can see shots coming from Groza just across the way over here onto Tip Top VGs. They were definitely trying to play some shots downrange onto Most Wanted over there and end up getting shot by Groza on the left-hand side. So the one player for Daruma down here ends up coming in from behind Tip Top VGs. I believe ends up getting 2 knocks. Kelvin might end up bleeding out. But they should be able to get the revive onto Reen. Definitely not bleeding out as quickly. Team 13 is definitely going to have to make an executive decision at this point. As you can see, Zone is now moving in. They're really going to have no other opportunity but to go ahead and push up right here onto Tip Top. As you can see, they already went ahead and pre-smoked the area to provide them a little bit of cover to go ahead and make the rotation in. They're going to have a dossier right there just in case. And as you can see, coming through the kill feed, a couple knocks onto the Most Wanted team. And this zone shift is going to come right towards Tip Top VGs. So their compound going to be, I want to say, the only hard cover within this one. So they better get ready to be crashed by somebody. Thank you for the follow, Vicky. So Twist going for the revive onto Complex, trying to get them up. They're going to have about 20 seconds for this zone to start pushing in. And Tifa goes ahead and tries to take on Twist. It's going to be a double team. And Complex comes in after getting revived and healing up. And takes them down. Play zone claiming one of the knock players over there from Most Wanted. Hopefully Senso can get this revive off before War Dynasty starts to push over through the ice. You can see K currently knocked. They're going for the thirst onto them. That one's going to go to Rybel, I believe. And here comes the knock onto Exalti now. Deshaun, the only one standing for this team. Definitely don't want to go for that revive. You just want to go ahead and run in. And that is it for War Dynasty as well. Going out to the play zone right there. The Senso now going down to Groza over here now. Being taken down with the Mini 14. And who ended up getting that one? Just waiting for the kill feed to catch up. And it's going to be Rybel as well. So this is it, guys. We're looking at our final 2 teams. We're going to be looking at Groza Gaming over here, rocking out a 3-man. And Tip Top VG is rocking out a 3-man as well. So Mega Runner going to come out with the G3, gets the knock onto Twist. Twist ends up jumping down to the ice, so potentially his team could get that revive off. You can see Reen going for the possible flank right there, and does get the finish onto Twist and gets the knock on Rebel in the meantime. So it is now just down to Complex. Tip Top VG is now pushing in. Can they get the final couple shots? Complex trying to use the little broken bridge right here for some cover. And Mega Runner pushes up, lands a couple good shots. And he's going to use the smoke to his advantage. Gets the knock onto both. It is now a 1v1, and Reen comes in from the back. So that is going to be it for our final round today, guys. That was an awesome ending. I'm going to go ahead and take some endgame pictures really quick. And if you guys haven't already, if you don't mind, head over to my Twitch channel, hit that follow button for me. I'll drop the link in the chat. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to hit 1,000 followers. I think I'm really close. I think I'm like 20 something away right now. So definitely appreciate it if you guys head over there for me and just hit that follow button for me. So I'm going to drop the link into the chat for you guys. And like I said, would definitely mean a lot to me if you guys just go over there and hit that follow button for me. Other than that, like I said, this is going to be our last round for today. So I'm going to go ahead and take these endgame pictures real quick for them to help out. And I will be back around, I think the stream will probably be up around 7:50 p.m. Eastern time tonight is when I do my own personal NA scrim. So just keep a lookout for that. I do stream a couple times a week right now. So if you're ever interested in just checking out the channel, I think I'm doing what? Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes I do Thursdays too. So hit that follow button if you ever want to be notified of when the stream goes live. Been streaming a little bit more lately because of this whole coronavirus crap. So I will be back later tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in and all the follows today. Definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later tonight.